Well, tonight's game was really fun for us because we got to play another school in Oklahoma, and that's something that we talked about as a team was just the fact that we actually play every school in Oklahoma, every D1 school in Oklahoma this year. So just talked about, wanting to really kick it off in a great way, and we certainly did that from the jump. I'm having a lot of fun coaching this group right now, not because of the wins or the way that we're winning, but just because of their coachability, their desire and hunger to get better every night. I feel like we've done that. So overall, just so many great things to talk about. Our fans were incredible again. We have been asking a lot of our fans, and man, they've just shown up in the best way. Today it was the doubleheader with the men's team and having to stick around in between that long gap. So I just really appreciate them. They are giving us everything that we need right now from an energy standpoint, and it means the world to us to have them here. So lots of great things. For everyone to contribute the way that they did, who played tonight, and had so many great things that are happening right now in Cowgirl basketball. So overall, it was a really great night for us.
If you could just talk a little bit about who you got sitting next to you here.
Well, I can't brag enough about her. So career high, right? 23 points and 10 rebounds, so with the double-double. Here's an example of what I was talking about earlier. It was our last time out that we had with her in the game, and she had 6 rebounds. And I said, every shot that goes up from here on out, if you can get just one hand on it, it's got to be yours. I need you to go rebound. And then she rattles off truly the next 4 rebounds. That's the coachability piece that I'm talking about, and that's what is so special about her is she just has this hunger. She wants to be better. She works out with her position coach before every practice, every day. She doesn't ever get a bad attitude when we coach her hard, because we coach our kids really hard. She just wants to be great. She wants to be the best that she can be. She was very clear about wanting to come here, turned down a lot of really great opportunities to be a part of what we are building in this culture. And so, it's just really neat as a coach to get to see all of her vision and our vision for her come to fruition in games like today. She's got a really bright future with us, and I think tonight was just a kind of the tip of the iceberg of what she can be for us.
You guys have had a lot of ridiculous stats. I want to get, which of these two do you think is more impressive? 59 made threes on 43% shooting, or 102 assists on 151 made baskets? Which of those is more impressive for a coach?
Well, I think it's the assist. And I just said this to the fans because I know there's, can be criticism about who we're playing right now. I'll start by saying I think anyone really knows how good anyone is this time of year. Oral Roberts was a heck of a ball team last year, and I think that they still actually are pretty good. But I don't care who you're playing against to shoot, what did you say, 43% from, no offense, y'all, but none of you could go out there and do that right now with no defense, with no pressure. That is really, really hard to do, right? So that's really impressive. But the assists are more impressive to me because we have so many weapons. That's one thing, but it's the selflessness, right? It's the fact that maybe I just made 3 in a row, but on the next one, if you're more open than me, I'm going to pass it. That's the mindset that our kids have right now, and that's what I think is going to make us so hard to defend all season long, just because we've got the weapons, but it's the selflessness that I think is just it's really special and fun to coach.
You said earlier that nobody really knows what anybody's like at this time of the year. What have you learned about your group through 4 games in a week?
They're eager to get better. So although we have been winning, there's definitely a lot of areas we need to improve, and our coaches have been great. We identify what we need to get better at. We challenge them with that, and then they do it the next game or the next day in practice. It's that. It's just their hunger to get better, because it is a process, and we can't get caught up in the wins and losses. We just have to focus on getting better every day. And every coach says that, but not every coach is fortunate enough to have a team that's like willing to do that and buy into that. So I think that's been the most impressive, fun thing for me to get to coach.
4 games in a week is hard for any team. Kind of, how does it feel to finally be able to just kind of sit down and take a breath and look back on this week of pretty lopsided wins overall?
Honestly, I don't feel like I can yet because we play on Tuesday. So come back on Tuesday night, okay? And then ask me that, and then I'll tell you, because we still have a lot of work to do in the next couple days. But it's, it's good when you're always so future focused, right? And it feels good to look back in the rearview mirror and see, hey, like, I think we got a pretty good ball team, but still a lot of work to be done. So I'll see you Tuesday.
Cole, what's it been like transitioning into this sisterhood here at OSU?
Can I just stop you for 1 second? Say your name for everyone so that they can get it right.
It's actually Achol. Achol.
You got
It's
it?
Okay. Yeah. I think it's been pretty easy. Like, these girls, I feel like I've played basketball with them for a long time. They welcomed me with open arms, so I would say it's pretty easy.
One thing I noticed kind of tonight that was different from the past 3 games was you guys went to the paint a lot more in this one than you have especially in that first quarter when you guys were just racking up points and you got 37, which is a new record. I'm sure you're aware of it, but I'm just kind of throwing that out there into the world. But I mean, kind of what was the difference was there a difference in game plan, or was just that was what was open and you guys just kept feeding it?
So I think a couple things. I think schematically their defense kind of, the paint is more open because they're out in the passing lanes and they're denying. And so we felt like if we could get kind of past that first line of pressure, we were going to get paint looks. But I think also, the way that we've been shooting, teams are really focusing on taking away the 3-point line. And so that's where we've got to be, find different ways to score and expose the defense. And I think our kids were really smart about that. We had a lot, especially in that first quarter, of just cutting, So typically we have gotten our fast starts because of those 3-point shots, but our kids were really good at just cutting to the open spot tonight and finding each other on that.
Coach, 7 girls in double digits, how valuable is it to just have that many options that you can trust?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling. And that's one of the things that we're really talking about as a team is just understanding the depth that we have. That's really hard for teams to play against, and I think that's ultimately what's going to help us get where we want to go. We're not just a one-trick pony or, even 2 or 3 players. We've got a lot of players. Like, I've got kids on the bench right now that are used to starting. They started every game where they came from. I'm asking a lot of them to be okay with that role, and they are. But ultimately, it's that depth that's going to help us, play at the speed that we want to and play as deep into March as we want to.
Coach, what has impressed you most about Lena Girardi so far this season?
Gosh, I feel like I'm just saying the same thing, kind of beating a dead horse up here, but it's just her eagerness to get better. I mean, I've said it before, but she lives in the gym. She is borderline annoying about how can I get better? How can I get better? Like, literally the second practice is over. All right, let's talk about film. Can I watch film? And it's just that. It's just that she's never satisfied. She loves the game, right? So she actually enjoys practicing and putting in the work. But she just is so hungry to be the best that she can be. And that's something that I hope she never loses. I don't think she will.
Coach, I wanted to talk about defensively just for a second. You forced 18 turnovers today. You don't give up a 3-pointer until well into the fourth quarter. We've talked a lot about depth. We've talked a lot about all the different ways that your players can make plays, but what are you seeing especially on the defensive end that's making the defensive effort as effective as it has been?
One of the things that happened for the first time this season tonight is we started to learn about maybe who the different players match up with in different ways. I didn't say that very clear, but just finding, Olgsby, number 11 on their team, she was great. She's a really, really good player, and she was giving us problems. And ultimately, we started, putting different people on her. A2 was one of them. I think that's the cool thing about her is she can guard literally 1 through 5. She actually did that tonight. So just figuring out, different matchups and how we can use the depth that we have to defend as well and throw a lot of different looks at people. But, ultimately, we're asking them to get out and deny and play really hard. And when we have our depth the way that we do, we can certainly do that.
Joel, I've got 2 questions for you. First, let's start with tonight. What did you feel, what were you kind of seeing in the offense that led to you being able to be as productive as you were?
I feel like it's been the same every single night. It's just the help wasn't there. And usually the past 3 games, like the help was there. So the kick out is obviously the right answer. But tonight the help wasn't there. So now I'm able to just go up easily.
And then I want to go back to what brought you here? What was it about Oklahoma State that like Coach Hoyt talked about that you wanted to be here?
I think just the culture and Coach's vision. I think we were just aligned. It was just like meant to be. We had the same ideas, same vision on how we wanted to play and who we wanted to play with. So I think it just aligned with my vision, and yeah.
You mentioned the help not being there tonight. How beneficial can it be for a person in your position whenever you've got so many good options around you that they can't always help off and defend you as much because they've got to stick with these other players?
I think it's great because I just know, like, if you help off, I have the best shooters in the country that will get the ball, and I'll give it to them definitely. And if you don't help off, I know I'm a good enough player to go up and finish the ball. So.
Coach, you talked about the fans earlier. Were you disappointed the bananas did not stick around?
All right. I had a talk with the head banana, actually, before our game at the men's game. We had shoot arounds in the Aux gym, and I went and I talked. His name is Cy, the head banana. His Cy, Pete's Peelers. That's their actual technical name. So he informed me that they are being strategic, and they will be at some of our other maybe higher ranked opponent type games. So I fully expect to see the bananas in, ready to go. So they'll be there. They'll be there.
Anything else?
Oh, Coach, why no Harlow at the press conference today?
Well, I feel like I got to keep y'all on your toes, like I can't bring her every time. But that was actually a disaster the last time is the honest truth. I was covered in snacks and, yeah, so I'm going to use her a little more sparingly, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.